From the gun, it's Wentz. That's caught. It's Demarcus Robinson. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Now Wentz on third down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. So out comes the Washington offense as they get their first shot.
And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6".
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Washington.
Well, like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch.
Yeah, and this just looked like a simple, ordinary play to start, but boy, did things change. Once he got free, it was off to the races, and once he hit high gear, there's absolutely no one who was going to stop him.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point.
It's good, and Washington will take a 7-0 lead.
Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One-play drive and into the end zone for 6. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
This Washington defense, Charles, terrific in the victory a week ago.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game, came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
And he stopped immediately there. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. Working from the gun, Wentz.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell.
And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2.
And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. The numbers for McLaurin a week ago. 3 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
Here's Harris looking to throw on second down. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Quiddy Pay in there to bury him for a loss of 11. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away.
He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like.
Indy set to go on offense once more.
And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
On 2nd down now,
it's Taylor. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Wentz. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. Here's Jamie Gillen now
as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense.
The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Operating from the gun, Harris. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A nice throw right there. And Charles, this is game number 2 in the NFL for this young rookie. His guys getting the victory last week, and he played pretty well by most accounts. Curious, what did you see?
I saw something similar to what you described, Brandon, because I saw a guy who looked the part, a guy who was in command, not just with the touchdown passes, but definitely looked to be in control of the offense as well. And you and I both know that's often uncommon.
Touchdown! Terry McLaurin, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And Washington going to add on to their lead. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And sometimes you see big plays develop on a route like this, a slant route, and the object, very simple. Get the ball to your receiver in stride. This one was right on the money. He didn't miss a beat, and then it's off to the races, and there he goes.
And exactly how fast was he going? According to Next Gen Stats, 21.7 miles per hour. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And here's Rodgers to return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now.
Throwing now is Wentz. Throw left side complete. That's Robinson. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Wentz going to give this to Taylor. The numbers for him from a week ago. 19 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown.
And when I watch them operate, I see a unit that's playing with extreme confidence. Offensive line, tight ends, wide receivers. You see a group that wants their number 8 rusher in the league end up being in the top 5 before it's over.
Wentz now on first down. And his throw here's incomplete.
2nd and 10.
On play action, it's Wentz. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Shotgun now for Wentz.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Montez Sweat able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up fourth down.
They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
We'll see if they do that. Taking it about the 16. 51 yards on the punt there. And that will come the offense as they take over.
Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Harris. This will be caught. It's Samuel. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Here's a give to Gibson.
He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Back to throw. Harris.
He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert.
A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. Harris. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Defensively, they're going to have to do something about him in a hurry because that last catch puts him over the 100-yard mark. We haven't even hit the second quarter yet.
And you did say they'd have to do it in a hurry. It has to be right now because as his confidence grows, it'll actually overwhelm the defense. No matter what they do, he'll feel like they can't stop him.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
They'll look to throw again. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Harris. And his throw is incomplete. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Harris going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Chris Godwin. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Rodgers on the return. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go!
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked,
and a big loss here as he's taken down. Montez Sweat picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Back near the goal line. Here's Wentz. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. Wentz now to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
Boy, that one was well read defensively, and this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
Here's Jamie Gillen now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And really a solid group effort. I mean, the montage focuses on him, and rightfully so, but it's been a good job of a team to get this lead.
I'm with you totally on that. I love the observation. Offensive line and people having to protect him, they've really been in sync and been on point. How about the guys going out and catching the ball? Well, the receivers, the running backs, everyone is involved today. And what we're watching right now is really a beautiful team effort, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
To throw is Harris. On 1st down. That's complete to Mostert out of the backfield. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Off play action. Harris. He'll complete this to Ingram, his tight end. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that is incomplete. Here's Tressway now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. Oh, this is off the side of his foot. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. To throw again on second down. Wentz steps away to his left. Puts it on the carpet. It's out.
And it's Washington that scoops it up. And that play just looked a little helter-skelter from the start. That's the risk as a quarterback. Once you take off with that football, you might fumble it, and he did.
And he was going for the reward, which is gaining yardage, breaking down a defense. But you're right about the risk. Always lurking out there, someone always trying to get to the football. Try to find a place to cover up and slide and protect what you've earned.
On first down, it's Gibson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. 21-0 our score after one.
Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it 2nd and 7.
Looking to throw. Harris.
Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Operating from the gun. Harris. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Harris. This is caught.
Touchdown, Washington.
Evan Ingram, a 15-yard touchdown grab.
And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. So this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Butker on for the PAT. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. Colts football and Michael Pittman, helmet back on and ready to go.
A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe you go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Yeah, something to get him the ball. We'll see if they can do it. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. To throw is Wentz.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Wentz to throw. This is caught by Williams. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now Wentz. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And we have seen him to this point with 4 touchdowns. We get a glance at his work. It's been good work.
Oh, it's been excellent work, and it's made so much better by our guys. Look at that montage of great plays that they put together. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, you speak it pretty well, but these guys, the pictures they put up, off the chart.
Very good, and he's got his team in the lead right now. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage.
The vision and speed, 2 of the attributes that you might say are important for a free safety, and we saw both in evidence there.
And one thing about a play like this, if it's slow to develop, it can turn out poorly. And this play was definitely slow in developing, and that was one heck of an effort to sprint over there and get the man down before he could make anything happen.
And the next-gen stats show us the top speed there, better than 18 miles an hour.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, Harris. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. Now Harris to throw on 3rd down. And he will find his man Samuel. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Now, first down run there by Mostert, but it won't accomplish much. In fact, officially, he'll only get back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 41-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41.
On the handoff, this is Mostert.
He'll get it to the 40. He broke a tackle there, but couldn't get much further. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Harris. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there.
So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Colts football, and Michael Pittman, helmet back on and ready to go.
Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter. They're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's two sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Desmond King picks it, and they will take over at the 29-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why. Looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well, their team's not going to win. And right now he's got his team in the lead.
And now they'll look to extend that lead.
The throw over the middle taken in.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Looking to throw. Harris. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Harris.
Yeah, that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Washington on 3rd down.
2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Butker's kick here is good.
And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Carson Wentz and the Colt offense ready to go back to work.
In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. To throw, it's Wentz. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
The DN, Jonathan Allen, making sure his presence is felt.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He's got to be feeling pretty good, playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm. Throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues.
Here we go. A gain of 16 yards.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down,
They might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line.
Now this time he'll look to throw.
Finds his tight end Ingram. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver. And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. Harris. He'll go underneath with this one to McKissick. Washington on 3rd down.
They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
A throw to the flat here from McKissick. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw.
And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Second and 6. A run here for J.D. McKissick.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun. Harris completes it to Samuel. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Mostert.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
Raheem Mostert
taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Washington offense just continuing to pour it on.
And nothing special there. They show they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
Butker now to add the extra point.
And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Raheem Mostert.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here's Carson Wentz now with the rest of his offensive unit heading onto the field. He and his team, they have had a rough go of it here in this first half. Maybe time for him to put his foot down here in the second quarter.
Put his foot down and become a little more accurate throwing the football. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. He's trying to find a way to equal things out. And instead of it going to the opponents, get it to his own receivers and find the end zone.
Yeah, you mentioned those 2 picks. No touchdown passes yet either. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now Wentz. He finds Robinson.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Nyheim Hines, his first carry, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 35-yard line.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. On Wentz is intercepted yet again. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. 3 first-half interceptions now, and Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be, because essentially he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions. That puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out got to design some throws for him that he can complete, keep it away from the defense, and try and get him back on track.
Harris now throwing on 1st down. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 39-yard line.
From the gun, Harris. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Exit. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
Operating from the gun, Harris. Looking for Godwin again, and he's got him once more. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Back to throw again. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll get started out in Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston. And it's the Cowboys on top as they play the second quarter. 2 touchdown passes there for Dak Prescott. From there, we'll head to Cleveland to check on the Browns at home at First Energy Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Buffalo Bills. Baker Mayfield with a couple of touchdown passes. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they were losers in that one to the visiting New York Giants. Saquon Barkley, over 100 yards on the afternoon thus far with a touchdown run as well. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And our statistician may need a vacation after this one's said and done. What a first half they had throwing the football. Over 300 yards passing already. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come.
So a victory here for the Washington football team.
And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Washington, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll return home next week to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they'll fall to 1-1, and they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville.